Okay. So good evening, everyone, or good day to you all. So welcome to our live session. My name is Nash Akhtar. So today we're going to focus on writing. So first of all, if you can hear me, please type yes, and then we can start this session. So once again, good day. So if you can hear me, please type yes, and then we'll start this session. Okay, so I think everything should be fine. Great. So just type plus or yes, and then, it will give me the green light to move on. Fine. Okay. So we're going to focus on academic writing. Now, when it comes to IELTS, we need to follow a formal approach, or our writing style should be formal. So academic writing means making our writing style impersonal. So your writing should contain some objective arguments and not be simply a description of your personal beliefs. Try using this essay method to add a more impersonal style to your academic writing. So this essay will look at the issue of obesity and propose solutions. Or the purpose of this essay is to analyze both sides of the argument. So instead of saying, I will discuss both sides, or I will write an essay, try to have an impersonal approach. Now, some might wonder, isn't this like using a cliche? It's not. So the most important point here is to have an impersonal approach when you write your essays. Now, I would also like to share some points that you should know when you write your essays. So remember, when you have to make your writing style academic, you should avoid using contractions like can't, couldn't, didn't. So the writing approach should be a bit impersonal. So it should be cannot, would not, should not, and so on. And then, guys, when you write your essays, make sure to avoid using personal pronouns such as I, you, and we. So you can't say like, we need to find a solution. A solution should be found. So try to make it impersonal. So that's what I'm trying to share. But of course, when you use the personal noun I, it's not always going to be a mistake, especially when you have to give your opinion. In other words, if you have to share your opinion, of course, you can say, I am of the view, or I support this view. That should be okay. Then try to avoid or minimize the use of phrasal verbs. So instead of using put up, use tolerate, the verb. Look after, right? So don't use such phrasal verbs, because it would give a more informal or a more spoken tone when you write your essays, which is something that you should avoid. Then don't use casual words such as thanks, lot, and also don't use exclamation marks, because that would be a mistake as well. And then question tags like isn't it, or don't you think. So these are the things that you all shouldn't implement when you write your essay. So that's something that you all should keep in mind. So based on what I have mentioned, so once again, remember, don't use contractions, do not use phrasal verbs, don't use don't use pronouns such as like personal pronouns such as we, you, then actually casual words, then actually don't use question tags, because this would give an informal tone to your writing. So based on that, we're going to do a task now. So here, guys, can you choose the correct option? Which is the best option here? A, it says teachers have to put up with lots of bad kids. And the second one says teachers have to endure many cases of bad behavior. So put up or endure? Which one is better? So I'll give you all some time. So I want you to choose the correct option. Is it A or is it B? Okay, so I say that it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. The correct option is B, because the first one is a phrasal verb. So definitely it should be B. Well done. Well done. So I think that one was pretty obvious. Well done. So that's what we are trying to learn now, because you're in your first stage of this expert program. So you're learning all the essential skills, which would be very useful for you when you start writing your essays when you move on to stage 2. But of course, you should start working on the platform, because that's where you'll be writing your essays and you'll be receiving feedback. Well done. Now here, which one is the most appropriate option? Choose the most formal sentence from the option. So A, police cannot solve all the crimes that are committed, or cops can't catch all the criminals. So these are like very easy things. So it would be great if you all could move on. So is it A or is it B? Yes, well done. Because we won't use a contraction like can't, and the word cops, it's rather informal. Well done, very good. So let's move on to the next one then, because here the correct answer is A. So it's a no-brainer, and I do see the answers coming. So that's wonderful. What about this task? Criminals should be punished, shouldn't they? Offenders should be punished. So the thing is, when you're writing an essay, what you should avoid is asking questions. So that's something that you should avoid. So definitely the correct answer here is B. Absolutely, it's B. So it's a no-brainer as well. Well done. Very good. So let's move on to the next one. So I think here the answer is B. It's a no-brainer. Let's move on to the next one then. Here we go. If a student considers continuing education, they enroll on a language school. If a student wants to continue studying, he goes to a language school. Now here, we need to focus on a verb which we should avoid when we write essays. So which is the most appropriate option here? Is it A or is it B? Yes, so I see the answers coming. So I think with this one, it's a no-brainer. Yes, it's yes, it's A, because when you write essays, you need to have a formal tone, a formal style. In order to do that, you should avoid using the word want. Now, even in a formal conversation, in a business conversation, the word want would make us sound a bit desperate. So that's why you should avoid this word. So instead of want, think about better alternatives, like maybe people demand, or they consider, they request. So think of better options. And also, want is something that we tend to use very often, and especially in a formal conversation, even in a business conversation, we would minimize using this word. So well done, very good. Let's move on. Now, we understood that we have to make our writing style formal. Now, we also have a lesson on the platform. So to make our writing style formal, there are 3 ways. The first way is nominalization, which is something that will be taught today. But remember, you also have a lesson on the platform. So would really appreciate if you work on the platform and also do some task on the platform in order to become more familiar. Then we use the passive voice. So there are reasons to use the passive voice, which we will learn today. So it's also a way to make our writing style formal, because using the passive voice would make our writing impersonal. The other point is to make our writing style academic. So, like, to do that, we would use academic words, so more formal words. So that's something that we would look into as well. So I hope it's clear. So there are three ways of making our writing style formal: nominalization, using the passive voice, and using academic vocabulary. Now, based on these three methods, let's try to understand how we can make our writing style formal. So to do that, let's focus on nominalization. Now, nominalization is a way to kind of make the tone more impersonal. So that's why instead of saying, I go to the cinema every week, we make the verb go to its gerund and say, going to the cinema is a weekly habit. Because if you look at the second sentence, it becomes more impersonal. It's not related to you, but it's quite general. So that's why going to the cinema is a weekly habit. You see, so I go to the cinema every week. Going to the cinema is normalization, where you convert the verb to its gerund. So if you look at these two sentences, the first one, you see, it's personal. Like, then really quickly, my foot began to go red and swell up. It just got bigger and bigger. It itched a bit too. It was really, I was really surprised by how much it hurt. But if you look at the second sentence, it says, following a bee sting, the normal reaction is burning pain, redness, irritation, and itching. In this situation, there may be swelling in the area around the bite. So what we're trying to show you here is that the first one is very personal, but when we use gerunds and when you follow the nominalization approach, your writing automatically becomes impersonal. So, and is it important? Yes, it is. So the thing is, guys, although in IELTS, when you prepare, it is not emphasized much, your writing should always have that impersonal style. So it has to have a formal style. So that's why nominalization is a very good approach. So I hope it's very clear for you all. So now let's see how we can do it. Now here we also have the advantage or the benefits of nominalization. So the first benefit is that you can avoid repeating the same word. So you can avoid repetition. Like with the first example, it says, the number of unemployed increased by 5% last month. The reason for this increase. Now here, the word increase is a noun. So the reason for this increase is still unclear. So the number of unemployed increased by 5% last month. Increase is a verb in the first sentence. And then it says the reason for this increase is still unclear. And also, nominalization is a way of paraphrasing. So it's also going to be useful for our listening task. So look at the listening text. Then I began to find it difficult to breathe and kept coughing, although I didn't have a cold. Then look at the question. Which two of the following symptoms did the speaker experience? Breathing problems, shaking, a cough, a high temperature, and chills. But if you look at it, the two symptoms were breathing problems and a cough. So here it's mentioned to show that nominalization would also be important when you are paraphrasing, because if you know, in IELTS listening and also for reading, when you read questions, you'll be identifying keywords such as adjectives, adverbs, verbs, and you'll be thinking about their synonyms, or you can think about changing their word form. And when you change the word form, you can also implement this nominalization approach. Now, when we look at nominalization, there are three ways how you can implement this method. Number one, change the verb into its gerund form. Like instead of saying when they watch TV, we can say watching TV. Or change the verb into its noun form. Like they learn to appreciate the environment, we can say the appreciation of the environment. And then we can change the verb into a different noun that has the same meaning, but is more academic. So instead of saying they can learn many things, we can say the acquisition of knowledge. So remember the three methods. Number one, you change the verb to its gerund, or the verb to its noun form, or you kind of replace the verb into a different noun that has the same meaning but is more academic. So that depends on how comfortable you are. Maybe you have a good range of vocabulary, and based on that, you can implement these methods gradually. So I think that will be the most appropriate option. So yes, in order to be confident with this approach, you do need to have a good range of vocabulary, number one. Number two, you need to be familiar with the word form, like the root word and their forms, like, the noun form, the verb form. If it's an adjective, what could be the adverb? So these things would be really important. Fine. Now, based on that, guys, we're going to check your knowledge. Now, here we have the verbs, like to research, the noun form could be research or researcher. To study, what is the noun form? Maybe there could be more than one form. To study, whatever that you know. To find, to respond, to measure, to earn, to advertise, to examine, to suggest, to create. So can you think about the noun forms? Now, in certain cases, you can also, well done, you can also take the person based on their role. That would be better. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to collect your thoughts, and would be great if you can implement it. So I see the answers coming. Well done. So to find, what could it be? So just keep going. And while you guys look for different options, I'll share the answers gradually. I think that would be the best approach. But well done. Very good. Now, to study, we can also say study. Well done. Studies, like a studies, plural, or student, the person who is studying. Well done. So well done. I saw those options coming. Very good. Very good. Now to find, okay? So find, how would it be as a noun? So we are looking for nouns. Only look at the task. It says, what are the possible noun forms for the following verbs, right? So what are the possible noun forms for the following verbs? So what about to find? So what is the noun form of to find? And what should be the answer? What do you think? Well done. I see the answers coming. Well done. Well done. Yes. 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 So yes, finding, or plural findings, okay, or a find. You see, it's a one, like a nice find. So as an expression we can use. So yes, well done. Well done. Very good. And what about to respond? So then, as a person, we can say a founder. Yes, a founder. What about to respond? Now, to respond is the verb. What should be the noun form? Well done. Very good. You see, so response, respondent as the person, right? Respondent, response. Well done. Very good. Very good. Yes. And I see the spelling is also correct. So well done. Very good. What about to measure? So that's the verb. What is the noun? It's a very good task, guys. Maybe you do know, but it's always great to kind of double check your knowledge, because if we make mistakes with the word forms, both for IELTS speaking and for writing, the penalty is rather high. So the examiner can lower your score by a mark, like by 1 mark. So that is a huge difference. And you can always check the band descriptors. It's clearly mentioned. So when we make mistakes with the word forms, that could be a critical error. So well done. Very good. To measure can be measure, well done, or measurement, or measurements as a plural, which should also be fine. Well done. Very good. What about to earn? What is the noun form? Well done. Very good. Very good. So think about the rest as well. So very good. So to earn, it's earnings, and the person who earns, earner, and so on. Well done. Very good. Very good. So I see the answers coming. To advertise. So, okay. Okay. Well done. Well done. Well done. Very good. So, yes, we can say advertiser, advertising, and advertisement. Yes. So, the Americans sometimes they say advertisement, so advertisement. So both options are fine, but well done. Very good. We are looking at the noun forms here. So lovely, lovely. What about to examine? Okay, so I think everyone is involved here. That's nice. Well done. Very good. Very good. So it's examination, examiner, or even we can say exam. So lovely, lovely. Yes. So I see like together, all the options are coming. Lovely. So to suggest, well done. Very good. Very good. Lovely. So suggestions. Yeah. And what about to create? I think it's easier. Yes. So we can say lovely. So we can say, yeah, the creator, creativity, creation. Yes. Well done. Lovely. Lovely. So let's move on then. The most important part with this task is to become familiar with the word forms, because that will be important. And at the same time, it's so crucial for listening and reading, because quite often when you read the question, you might see a verb, but when you listen, they might say it in a different way. They're going to paraphrase that. And because they're going to paraphrase, they might even change the word form. So it's a very crucial part, and a part that quite often students they tend to overlook, and also trainers or teachers they don't pay much attention, or they don't ask students to focus on. So that's why this is going to be very crucial. And I think especially at this stage, you all need to become more and more familiar with the word forms, especially when you're trying to expand your vocabulary. So, my dear students, now we have come to a task which is going to be rather interesting. Here it says, complete the sentences with the noun forms of the adjectives in brackets. Okay, so we see the adjectives, but you need to use the noun form to complete the sentence. So can we do this task one by one? And let's move forward. Okay, so what you can do is you can start typing your answers, and don't stop, just go on, and I'll keep discussing it with you, because you won't need uh you won't need much time, and also you won't expect me to explain much on this. So we can just check the answers and move on. Well done. Well done. So the first one says, the graph shows a significant difference, right? A significant difference, the noun, between the ages at which men and women marry. Second one, well done, it's strength. The strength of the government's argument for changing the law is that many car accidents happen where drivers are speaking on their mobile phones. Well done, very good. So the deep should be depth. Well done. The depth of the lake means that no one has ever seen the bottom. So beautiful becomes well done, well done. So beauty becomes beauty. Well done, very good. Here, in this context, like this is a good essay in parts, but you need to express yourself with, I would not use clearance because clearance has a different meaning, but the word clarity, and it's an uncountable noun, okay? With more clarity at times, but love the effort, appreciate the effort, okay? Number 6, the discovery of new species of monkey in Africa is of great, where are the answers? Well done. Well done. I see it, interest to both naturalists and the general public alike. So wonderful, wonderful. Well done. Okay. Okay. Well done. Difficult should be difficulty. 1 second. Yes, difficulty. Lovely. Cautious should be caution. Well done. Well done. Then the significant should be, I see it. Significance, yes, significance. Lovely. Many older people are afraid to go out late at night due to the increase in, so I'm sure everyone should know this, and I do see the answers. Well done, very good. So let me give you all some time, but I see the answers coming. So number 9 is significance, and number 10 should be, well done, I see the answers coming. It's violence. Violence. Lovely. And controversy, yes, well done. Very good. And we apologize for any, yes, yes. Great. Confusion, lovely, lovely, confusion. So what you need to understand here is that when you come across new words, first try to see whether it's an adjective, maybe an adverb, maybe it's a noun, the word that you get acquainted with. And then, guys, if it's a noun, also see whether it's a countable noun or an uncountable noun. Now, for example, nouns such as knowledge, experience, advice, you don't use the plural form because these are uncountable nouns. And quite often, students, when they write essays or when they speak at the exam, they make such obvious mistakes and they think that it's all okay, but they can lose marks heavily. So I would highly advise you all the Oxford Learners Dictionaries. So I think you all can type it, oxfordlearnersdictionaries.com. It's a great website. So whenever you come across a new word, you can actually check the meaning and also whether it's a noun or a verb, and also with examples. So I'm pretty sure you'll find that particular website useful. So oxfordlearnersdictionaries.com. Fine. So guys, now we have understood how to become familiar with the word forms. We converted these adjectives to its noun form. So with that momentum, let's move forward. So here we go. So now we want to make these sentences impersonal, okay, or to have a more formal tone. So look at these sentences and look at the task, look at the instruction. It says, Fill in the gaps in the second sentences with nouns so that they have a similar meaning to the first sentences. Okay, so fill in the gaps in the second sentences with nouns so that they have a similar meaning to the first sentences. Look at A. She wrote books that children enjoyed. So she wrote. Now, what you can do here is to convert that verb to its gerund. Okay? What you can do is to convert that verb to its gerund and say children enjoyed and make it a subject, like children enjoyed her what? So what should be the answer? Yeah, a way of paraphrasing, definitely a way of paraphrasing. But what I'm saying is that you can convert that right to its gerund. Well done. That's what I was waiting. Yeah, so I'm not saying that option is wrong, but well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. Yes, lovely. So children enjoyed her writing. Children enjoyed her writing. Lovely. Well done. What about the second one? Young girls, young girls are spending increasing amounts on makeup because they have been influenced by advertising. Young girls are spending increasing amounts on makeup because they have been influenced by advertising. So look at B. It says, on makeup amongst young girls is on the, due to the of advertising. So the, now here have been influenced. You have the tip, is on the. Now here it says increasing is on the what? What would be the noun form of increase? And spending should be also a noun. So what could be the answer? Can you make a guessing? I gave you all a few hints. So think about young girls are spending. So what could be the noun form of spending? Like amongst young girls is on the, that means it's increasing, but I need the noun form of increase here and the noun form of the word, like here influenced, the verb to influence. I want the noun form. What could be the answer? So more or less, yes, more or less there. We are more or less there. But when we specify, like, makeup amongst young girls, so here the correct answer would be expenditure. Expenditure on makeup amongst young girls is on the increase due to the influence, of advertising. Now, if you want, you can also say is on the rise, but that's okay. So here, increase, we use the noun form. So like expenditure on makeup amongst young girls is on the increase due to the influence of advertising. Due to the influence of advertising. Fine. What about the third one? I failed to get good enough grades to get into university because I was ill on the day of the exam. So I failed to get good enough grades to get into university because I was ill on the day of the exam. So the reason for my, now fail, think about the noun form. To get good enough grades to get into university was my on the day of the exam. I was ill. What is the noun form of ill? Well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. So I think we are getting the hang of it. We're getting the idea how to work with it. Well done. Well done. So here, the reason for my failure to get good enough grades, to get into university, was my illness on the day of the exam, right? On the day of the exam. So well done. Lovely, lovely. Look at the last task. It says, if you eat healthy, you can reduce the chances of getting ill. If you eat healthy, you can reduce the chances of getting ill. Now, remember, guys, yes, sometimes you can use a different word, but I want you to focus on the verb eat. What could be the appropriate form of eat here can lead to a reduce. What should be the noun form of reduce? Uh-huh, uh-huh. Well done. Well done. Well done. So, uh-huh. Okay. But uh, so like I said, guys, you see, if you eat is a verb. So what you mention is also not wrong. Yes, it's correct. It's correct. But I'm looking at the word eat, the verb eat. So it should be well done. You see, a healthy diet, because we can use a better option here. A healthy diet can lead to, so well done. A healthy diet can lead to a reduction uh, in the chances of getting ill. You see, or healthy eating, for example, like that would also be fine. But here, a healthy diet can lead to a reduction in the chances of getting ill. Well done. Overall, yes, lovely. Fine. So now we're going to move on to the next task. Okay, so fill in the gaps in the second sentences with nouns so that they have a similar meaning to the first sentences. Now, with the previous task, what we did was we kind of converted the adjectives to its noun form to complete those sentences. But here, it's a bit different. We are kind of challenge ourselves a bit more. So we need to fill in the gaps in the second sentences with nouns so that they have a similar meaning to the first sentences. So look at A. It says, if you use the internet, you risk getting viruses and losing important information. If you use the internet, you risk getting viruses and losing important information. What do you think? What kind of nouns can we use here to have a similar meaning? Well done. I see the answers coming. And overall, well done. Well done. Uh-huh. So if you use the internet, you risk getting viruses, losing important information. And we can say, yes, well done. Well done. So let's move on. Yes, well done. So definitely, use of the internet increases the risk of getting viruses, which may cause the loss. So the loss of important information. Yes, well done. Very good. What about the second one? Uh, when people are content because their lives are successful, they tend to be easier to communicate with. Well done. Success, communication. Well done. Well done. So I see the answers coming. So yes, we can use the noun form. There's nothing wrong with that. We can also use a different option, right? What is important here, right? So the answers could differ, the options could differ. That's perfectly okay, as long as the meaning remains the same, right? So contentment, well done, due to personal success, tends to lead to improved communication with other people. Yes, well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. If someone said satisfaction, to a certain extent, what I'm saying is, as long as the meaning stays the same, it should not be an issue. So well done. Those who got it right, fantastic. What about the next sentence? It says, in the 13th century, engineers developed new ways to construct buildings, which made it possible to build the soaring arcs of Salisbury Cathedral. Well done. Well done. Well done. Very good. So I think it's a no-brainer. It's easier. Developments in construction in the 13th century made it possible. Well done. Very good. Very good. So can we move on to the last one? The IELTS reading module is difficult because it has long articles with lots of new vocabulary in them. Well done. Well done. So I see the answers coming. Lovely. 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 Okay. So let's move on. Let's move on then. Yes. Well done. Very good. Okay. So now with this momentum, let's move on. But what you need to understand is that it's a very important task, guys. It's so important, not just for writing, but also with speaking and also with listening and reading. And would you believe that even the ones with a good level, they fail to achieve more than 6.5? So there are such situations where students, they end up taking the exam several times and they fail to pass that barrier, like the 6.5 mark. Of course, there are many reasons. One of the reasons is actually not because they fail to develop their ideas, but they keep on making the same grammar mistakes over and over. And one of those mistakes is actually word forms. So they don't use the correct word form. So it's something we have to pay attention to. We should not take it for granted, because the price we have to pay would be much more if we don't correct these things now. So that's the main idea of this expert stage 1, where we focus on all the basic things. And I do agree, sometimes some things could be a bit obvious. Maybe you already know, but it's always great, or it's always a great opportunity to revise things that we even know. So yeah, let's keep on moving then. Well done. Very good. Now, what do you think? How would you convert these sentences to academic style by using nominalization? Look at the example here. For example, it says the first advantage is that young children can learn many things when they watch TV. So the first advantage is that watching TV can lead to the acquisition of knowledge in young children. So what I want to show you all here is that the second sentence is more formal. And because it has a more formal tone, it would be appreciated. So can we try with these sentences? And when I show you the answers or the examples, it might be different. So don't worry, because, because with this, we can have different options. So my version cannot be the only version that will be correct. So what you're going to share would also be correct. So let's see. Number one, people work for more than 8 hours these days, which is very bad. Now, the word bad is something that we should avoid. We should also avoid modifying adjectives such as very. So people work for more than 8 hours. So remember the basics. Work, you convert it to a gerund. Okay, I already see some answers coming. Well done. So that was the main principle. For me, the most important thing is that implementing what we learned today, like people working for more than 8 hours can be harmful for people, can be detrimental. So we can also use the word detrimental, but love the option. Love the option. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. So what did I also see another option? So it says nowadays working for more than 8 hours may lead to unpleasant consequences. Well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. So yes. So you see, I see that everyone got the point. You got the point, and that's the most important thing. Like instead of saying people working for more than 8 hours. Now that's the key phrase. But the other words like harmful or detrimental, unpleasant. So yes, they're great. Well done. So can we move on to the next one then? Can we move on to the next one? Many students want to study abroad these days. So many students want to study abroad these days. So remember, we learned today not to not to use the word want in our writing. So what do you think? Many students want to study abroad these days. So instead of using this construction, how can we say it in a different way? What do you think? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well done. Well done. Yes. Among students, yes. Maybe, yes, we can say the wish, the desire, right? The desire, wish. There is a demand. Yes. Why not? Well done. Well done. Well done. So I'll move on, guys. So please, those who have finished with the second one, to the third, the fourth, right? That way, I think we can move forward gradually. So many students, yes, studying abroad has become quite widespread or quite popular. Or like, here, if you look at the principle, many students want, there is a desire. So the desire of studying abroad. So like I said, I can't say that my option is the only correct option. So don't get me wrong. But let's understand the goal, the purpose. So we should avoid using want. And I think everyone here, almost everyone, got the point. That's the most important thing. Well done. Very good. So let's move on to number three then. Modern people prefer to buy goods online rather than offline. So modern people prefer to buy goods online rather than offline. So remember, guys, prefer is a verb. Now remember, you can focus on nominalization, right? You can focus on nominalization. Okay. Okay. So modern people prefer to buy goods online rather than offline. So we can say, mhm, well done, well done. But I think, yes, not bad. I love the approach. Uh-huh. Well done. Very good. So well done. So online shopping is preferred to offline in the modern world, or buying goods online or purchasing good online is preferred to offline purchases. So there are different ways of mentioning it. So lovely, lovely. Well done. Okay. Buying. Okay. Number 4, the people living in the city are worried about pollution. So first of all, change the verb to a different noun. People living uh, in the city, who are they? People living in the city are worried. Now, can you change this verb, worry, like worried, to another word, a more formal? What do you know? Maybe you know it. Well, and I also see another option, by the way. Well done. Well done, guys. I'm really impressed with the way you guys are answering. So well done. Keep it up. Okay. So number 4, the people living in the city are worried about pollution. Now, I want you all to focus on the word pollution. Sorry, worried. My apologies. Focus on the word worried and think about a different verb, a different synonym, which would be more formal, more academic. Can you do that? Mm-hmm. Well done. Well done. I see the answer. Well done. Well done. And well done. Okay. Uh, and what is that phrase when people live in the city? How can we call them? What is that phrase? Like, not exactly, but we can say the city inhabitants. So city inhabitants are concerned. So love that word, concerned. Yes, definitely. City inhabitants are concerned about the pollution. A pollution is of great concern for city inhabitants. So well done, guys. We have similar tasks on the platform. So remember, we follow the APIA method. You acquire, you attend sessions, you learn, you practice with me or with another teacher, and again, you practice on the platform. Then, once you are confident, when you have enough practice, you'll be able to implement it. And then, of course, when you write your essays, when you receive feedback, you will receive feedback based on your performance. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we spending so much time with this task? And the next question is, how will you be able to implement when you write an essay? So that's why, remember, especially with task 2, you have 40 minutes, right? So when you have 40 minutes for writing an essay, spend 10 minutes on planning, 25 minutes on writing, and 5 minutes you should spend on checking your essay. So that's why, guys, during those 10 minutes, when you plan, when you think of how you're going to structure your paragraphs, the examples, you can scribble, you can write the way you feel comfortable. And when you draft your essay, when you write it, you will see how to make it more formal. So, for example, when you write your point, you can say, because people don't have time. But when you write your essay, you can say the lack of time is the root cause to follow a poor diet. So this is a very nice approach, although it could be a bit overwhelming today, maybe too much information. I would ask you all to revise what we learned today. And you know that you also have access to the recording of the session. You can watch it and then, think about how you can implement it, because I'm pretty sure you will find it useful. So fine. Now let's move on. Let's move on with the passive voice. Now, another way to make our writing style formal is to use the passive voice. Now, we use the passive voice for 2 reasons. Number 1, to make our writing style formal and also impersonal. And the other one, reason is to emphasize on the action. Now, for example, guys, instead of saying the government should introduce a new law, we can say a new law should be introduced immediately. So when I avoid mentioning the government and when I use the passive voice, I use it to emphasize or to stress on the action, because I don't want the reader to focus on who should be responsible. And this approach is very useful for diplomatic conversations to be indirect. Yes, it would be useful. So I'm pretty sure you are aware. Now, for example, like past, was, were, or like, were, being, has been when we use perfect. So I think you should be familiar with the forms. Now, based on that, you see, like I have to do a lot of work to finish the project. So let me just give you some time. So I want to share with you all the active voice, and then how the passive voice would be or would look like. So as you can see here, it says, I'll have to do a lot of work to finish the project. Or the passive voice would be a considerable amount of work needs to be done in order to complete the project in time. Now, not only for IELTS essay writing, but even in a business conversation, at a meeting, when you want to sound a bit indirect, I think this approach would be really useful, So that's why I'll have to do a lot of work to finish the project. We can say a considerable amount of work needs to be done in order to complete the project in time. So let me move on with the task. So guys, I want you to take your time. I will explain. This is an essay or a paragraph. Yeah. So air pollution in cities is growing at an alarming rate. What measures could be taken to address this problem? So what I want you to do is, I want you to choose the correct option. So you need to understand whether we need to use the passive voice or the active voice. It's a very nice task. Can be a bit overwhelming, maybe slightly confusing, but let's do it together and discuss it. So I want you to say like air pollution, is it can define or can be defined as the addition of something harmful so that air at a faster rate, something harmful to the air at a faster rate than it can. So it can Well done. Well done. I see the answers coming. So let's move on. So I think, yeah, when you define, so it is being defined. So can be defined. Well done. Can be defined. So yes, very good. So just keep going, share your answers, and then we'll discuss. Okay. So slowly we'll start discussing it. Well done. So the next one, guys, you see, it can be absorbed. You see, something harmful to the air at a faster rate than it can be absorbed. Everyone should be concerned about air pollution since it, and here we have to use the active word, it affects, well done, us all. And as it, and I think here, yes, continues to worsen, so the environmental impact increases. Well done. Well done. Very good. Well done. Very good. Now let's focus on the second paragraph. One of the major causes of air pollution in cities is car use. Cars use or are used for even the shortest of journeys. Now look at that sentence, guys. Pay attention to it carefully. cars use or cars are used for even the shortest journeys. So imagine people use it. So we don't emphasize on who is using it. We are focusing on the action. So I see the answer coming here. Well done. Well done. Very good. Well done. Very good. So love the effort. Love the effort. Keep it up. So let's move on. Let's move on. Very good. So here are used for even the shortest journeys and all efforts by governments to encourage people to do something. Yes. So people to use public transport seem to be failing. Yeah, I think it's failing. My eyesight is a bit today. Yeah. Okay, fine. And industry is another major cause of pollution in cities. But fortunately, new industrial sites, so industrial sites, okay, away from large urban centers. So someone is building. So definitely, yes, well done. So are being built, doesn't matter who. So we use the passive voice here, right? New industrial sites, like, you know what's an industrial site? So new industrial sites are being built away from large urban centers. So well done, guys. Very good. Lovely. Lovely. So now let's move on to the next paragraph with the same momentum. Well done. Very good. So number 8, we don't say well done. Very good. So it is said that there are too many contributing factors for us. Yes, factors for us to decide exactly which one is the main problem. But I believe that one of the most serious problem that needs tackling, yes, not to be tackled, tackling is the use of the car. In some cities, laws, well done, well done. And here, guys, you see, it says in some cities, laws passed or have been passed concerning car use. So that means when you speak about laws, someone has to do it, right? So if you think from that logic, fine, fine. So if you think from that logic, it has to be have been passed, right? Have been passed by the government, by the authorities concerning car use. Athens, for example, only, now here, Athens, for example, only allows or is allowed a certain number of cars into the city center each day. No, make an effort. It's okay to make mistakes, right? It's not the IELTS exam. Here we are here to learn, and we can only learn by making mistakes and understanding why we went wrong. So, but anyway, overall, I love the effort. So let's move on. So Athens, for example, only allows, right? It's the active voice because direct. Athens, for example, only allows a certain number of cars into the city center each day, which is clearly a useful idea. With this kind of law, people have no choice. And, you know, they, and by an external, well done, very good, right? So they are, okay, so I think I already hinted the answer. And also, anyway, I see that you have got it right. So well done. Lovely, guys. So with this kind of law, people have no choice and are forced to use buses and trains. This ensures governments, so here we have the active voice, that public transport by the people and can therefore justify the investment and expense of ensuring the system works properly. So what do you think? What could be the answer? Well done. Well done. So plural, governments, no. Well done. Very good. That public transport, yeah, so will be used, and can therefore justify the investment and expense of ensuring the system works properly. Well done. Very good. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. So let's end it on a high note with the last one. It says, another thing governments could do is to force people to have their cars checked or check their cars. You see, another thing governments could do to force people to, and here, guys, they don't check it, people don't check it for carbon emissions, and find people with cars that produce high levels of harmful gases. Okay. So here, we have to use the passive voice because they don't do it. They get it checked. So here the correct answer would be have their cars checked. Yes, have their cars checked. Well done. Well done. So those who got it right, well done. Well done. Well done. Very good. Now, this task also gives us an insight what we should do. Now, remember, like I mentioned, 10 minutes for planning, 25 minutes for writing, 5 minutes for checking. And during those 5 minutes, there are certain things you should follow, like, checking your ideas, whether there is a proper flow. And also, guys, check the word forms, check for grammatical mistakes, check your spelling, because maybe we all can make mistakes. It could be a silly mistake, but we should not let those silly mistakes to be corrected by an examiner. It should be corrected by you, because this way you're not going to lose marks, because if the examiner corrects it for you, then you're going to lose marks. So it's pretty straightforward. So what you need to understand is you always need to manage your time. And I think that's something that you all should start. And when you send your essay, you can also mention how much time you really spent, because time management is an important skill. And especially before you take the exam, especially the last week, whenever you write essays, you should be very conscious how you're managing your time. So it's not just finishing within 40 minutes, but also like how well you can manage your time for planning. So, I mean, to draft and at the same time to check, because checking is an important aspect, because when you check your essay, you will also understand certain loopholes or mistakes, and you'll be able to correct it then and there. Fine, guys. So overall, it is a lot to learn, but we'll move on now. Now, can you convert these sentences into passive forms? Like nowadays, we don't appreciate teachers like we did in the past. So here, focus on that we. Avoid we, make it impersonal, focus on the issue, focus on the action. So the action is appreciate. So how would you use the passive voice for this sentence? And also, you will keep the same meaning. So let's make an effort. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Lovely. Lovely. So well done, guys. You see, so nowadays teachers are not appreciated like they were in the past. Teachers are not appreciated nowadays like they were in the past. Teachers are not appreciated nowadays as they were in the past. Well done. Lovely. What about the second one? The government should take immediate measures. So how would you use the passive voice and emphasize on the action? Well done. It's an option. It's an option, by the way. It is an option. So maybe just immediate measures should be taken, or measures should be taken. Okay, well done. So immediate measures should be taken by the government. If you want, you can exclude government. That's perfectly okay. But well done. Well done. Well done, guys. Very good. Parents should teach children foreign languages at an early stage. So this, just imagine, this is like you're writing a reason solution essay. You're writing a reason solution essay, and you're emphasizing on the action. You're stressing more on the action. So what should be the approach here? Well done. Well done. When I like the options. So foreign language should be taught to children at an early stage, or children should be taught foreign languages at an early stage. So both options can be taken here. And this is very important when you're giving solutions, when you're writing a reason solution essay. So you can always emphasize on the action. So remember, when you're introducing the solution, you can use the passive voice. So well done, guys. Keep it up. We eat a lot of fast food nowadays. We eat a lot of fast food nowadays. So whenever you feel like using we and you, just remember that it's not going to be okay. It's going to be a huge mistake, a huge flaw. So avoid that. So these tasks would help your subconscious mind. So that's why my main goal today is that when you write your essays, you will not be using such sentence structures. So that's the main purpose. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Very good. So there are different versions we can use, not just the passive voice here, because yeah, even in my head, I kind of get more options, but yeah, well done. Well done. So yes, a significant amount of fast food is consumed nowadays. Yes, a significant amount of fast food is consumed nowadays. So definitely yes. Well done. Well done. So yes, we can say large, huge amount. All these options should be fine. So great. So guys, till now, so we are just 15 minutes away from finishing our session today, but we have understood nominalization more form, and we kind of work with the word forms. We also focused on the passive voice. So that's quite a lot. Sometimes they say before we finish, we should celebrate, because I think in the middle, especially the last stage, is quite overwhelming. Even when you go for a run, when you're doing a project, and even when you're learning, that's the moment where you feel a bit drained. So great. I think we've done a great job. So let's have this high spirit till the end. And now we're going to focus on academic vocabulary. So like you all did today, instead of saying many are worried about the environmental pollution, many are concerned about the environmental pollution. So we can use more formal options. And that's something with this program you all should focus on. If you look at our platform, each lesson is dedicated to an essay type, from the fifth lesson, like reason, solution, then opinion, discussion, and so on. And those lessons are dedicated to a topic. Now, for example, reason, solution is related to obesity, so it's about health. Then the opinion essay lesson is dedicated to crime, and there is also a video there. And parallelly, guys, you should also expand your vocabulary, focusing on more formal options. And if you look at our expert program, during the first stage, we also focus on more formal words, and that's something that you all should pay attention to, and also create your own list. You see, and when you remember, or when you learn new words, create your own examples. Create your own examples, visualize it, say it loud. This way you'll remember it better. Fine. So guys, now let's do this task and let's finish it on a high note, okay? Because we have come this far. So let's do it and finish it off. So look, number one, replace an informal word in bold with an academic word with the same meaning. So lots of cases of people suffering from cancer were found near the nuclear power plant. So lots of. Now, lots of is a bit informal. What other options do you know? Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay. Okay. So here, guys, the only thing is amount is okay. Quantities would be better, but a significant number of cases. Why? Countable, right? You can count people. How many are there? So a significant number of cases of people suffering from cancer were found. You see, a lots of, or many, a vast number of cases, a vast number, a significant number of cases would be better. So these are like more formal options, but well done. Very good. Number two, the importance of being able to read and write. There is a term for this. There is a term for this. The importance of being able to read and write cannot be underestimated. The importance of being able to read and write cannot be underestimated. So what do you... Yeah, okay. Well done. Well done. I see it. I see it. Yes. Very good. Very good, guys. So love the effort. So yes, the importance of being literate or literacy. The importance of literacy or being literate, yes, cannot be underestimated. Then number three, many students need help adjusting to their new life in Australia. Many students need help adjusting to their new life in Australia. Many students need. So give me synonyms, every synonym that you know related to help. Because the word help is an overused word. It's very common. We're not going to impress the examiner. I'll take that. I'll take that. So we can say assistance, well done, maybe guidance, depending on the context. Well done, well done. Okay, lovely, guys. Lovely, assistance. Now, when we speak about something related to money, they need aid. So instead of help, they need aid, financial aid, right? So well done. Very good. Look at number 4. It is always difficult to change your environment. It is always difficult to change your environment. So for change, what other synonyms can we use? What words do you know? Mm-hmm. Now, depending on the verb we use, maybe the meaning can change a bit, but still, just just share what you know. Whatever that you know, well done. I see it's coming. I see it's coming. Well done. Well done. Love the effort. Love the effort. Well done. Well done. Depends, but alter would be the best option, maybe to transform, alter, substitute, depends, but well done. When I see different options coming here, like I said, can't say like one is wrong and one is right here, guys. I'll take it. Number 5. This report looks at, some options are informal, but yes, let's go ahead now. This report looks at the problems created by unregulated mass immigration. This report looks at the problems created by unregulated mass immigration. If you know this is a very nice, so guys, please write these phrases, and anyway, you will have access to it. Go through it. It will be very important. Create your own list. Well done. Investigate, examine. Well done. Well done. Investigates. This report examines, dwells into. Well done. Very good. Okay. The world's economy has still not got over the latest recession. And I love the word that you're going to give me. And it's a word that you should use when you speak about a crisis situation, when you speak about a health issue, when we had the pandemic. You see, it was a tough phase. It was a tough period, but then we were able to get over it. Here, it's like a phrasal verb, or we were able to, one word. What could it be? It starts with the letter O. Well done. But I see different options coming as well. Well done. Well done. Well done. So we can say recover, overcome. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. So with that, we'll move on to the next one. Transparency of governance is a big problem in the USA. So problem is a word that you should avoid. And I would appreciate if you can use, or if you can suggest more than one option for this particular word, problem. Well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. What else? Well done, guys. Well done. Very good. Very good. Okay. So concern, issue we can use, right? A major issue, a huge concern. Well done. Lovely. So next one, number 8. The initial proposal was bad. The initial proposal was bad. Now, we already know that we should not use the word bad. So the initial proposal was, and suggest a word which would be suitable for the context, right? Uh-huh. It was poor, unsatisfactory, inappropriate, maybe. Yes. Well done. Maybe it was a disappointment, but maybe that's not that formal, but well done. Well done. Inappropriate, poor, unsatisfactory. Well done. So you see, guys, whenever, to remember, it was a bad performance, it was a poor performance. They performed badly, they performed poorly. You see? So think about the word poor and replace it. That will be easier, especially even at the exam. Part 3 speaking. Even for speaking, it would be crucial. Last one. A significant amount of data was got from the University of London. Received, yeah. Even here, it looks odd, the word got here. But anyway, we can say received, obtained, right? So received, obtained would be better options. So received, obtained would be better options. So guys, once again, remember that we learned the importance of making our writing more formal, more academic. And it's an important thing. So when you start writing your essays, you need to keep this in mind. And to do it properly, always remember, first plan what you're going to write, scribble what you're going to write. And when you start writing, think about how you're going to make it more formal. Think about nominalization. Think about more formal words. And also think where you can use the passive voice. Use the passive voice where it's necessary. That's why we did a task where we saw an essay and we converted certain sentences to the passive voice only when it's necessary. Because sometimes when it comes to IELTS, students are taught some crazy things. If you don't use the passive voice, you can't achieve a 6 or you can't even achieve a 7. That's not true. It's about how you use sentences properly, and also it should look natural, right? It should look logical. So that's something that you all should keep in mind. So now when you start writing your essays, I'm pretty sure you'll be receiving detailed feedback. And based on that feedback, you'll understand what you should do, where you should improve, and I'm pretty sure it will be useful. So guys, that's it for today. So I hope you found this session useful. Remember, in case you have questions, you can always write to me through the platform as well if you have some doubts that you would like to clear, but make sure that you're addressing it to me so that I know that it's for me and I need to respond. So thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. So looking forward to teaching you. And until then, goodbye. Take care. Thank you very much.